Cause the only thing that would have been low in that moment is her finger on the floor. Because ain't nowhere in the world you was gonna have your finger up in my plate talking about my food is low vibrational, baby. Worry about yours. Hey y'all, welcome to Bcentrictv. My name is Nita. If you're new here, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe. If you're returning, thank you, and don't you forget to share this video with your friends, family, on whatever social media platforms will allow so we can get this channel growing. So I know y'all have been seeing the videos out there regarding Coach Stormy and this low vibrational plate. Her friend and mentee, I believe the young lady name is Tammy. I know y'all been seeing that video circling around, and I wanted to touch on it. I wanted to touch on how I felt about it, and also the message she stated that she was trying to convey. So if you have not seen it, which I think most people have at this point, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all a real quick clip of what happened. So go ahead and check this out real quick.
You couldn't even pay me to do this on my plate. They put this on my plate. I will not let, no, I don't do what they do. I do what I do. I'm the visionary, I'm a leader. But I would never eat a plate that looked like this. You couldn't even pay me $1 million to do that to myself. Oh my God. And I deserve better than that. That's low vibration. And you took it. I would have been like, I'm playing like that. I tell you what I want. You don't tell me what I want. So my thought process is if you can put it on my plate, but I don't have to eat it, I got the discipline. I won't even look at it. That make you look bad. I'm a queen. Queen's plate when you like. If we used to have two plates together, and said who's royalty, they would say this person. I agree. That's a good rat.
Okay, so y'all just seen that video. So basically, she just told her friend that her plate is befitting of a hood rat. A hood rat, y'all. And her plate is a queen's plate, royalty, so she say. But nothing on that plate was giving high vibration, vibrations, nothing at all. After watching TGIF on Fox Soul, she did speak with Claudia Jordan, Funky Dineva, and Al Reynolds regarding how the message that she was trying to convey. Now, here's the thing. I do understand and did understand the message she was trying to convey, but there's no way in the world you could have talked to me like that. There's no way in the world that you could have had your finger all up in my plate telling me my food and my plate is low vibrational because I have food on the plate. Because the only thing that would have been low in that moment is her finger on the floor. Because ain't nowhere in the world you was going to have your finger up in my plate talking about my food is low vibrational, baby. Worry about yours. But anywho, I don't agree with the way she presented the message. She said that's her friend and she would have never talked to a random person like that. But honestly, I feel like you shouldn't even be talking to your friends like that. Now, her friend took it well. She caught the message or whatnot, but I don't know. I just feel like there's a way to do things. And if that's her method and if it worked for them, it worked for them. I ain't knocking it. She said that she done made multi-millionaires out of people. I'm gonna be honest. I never heard of this lady. I might be late. I'm pretty sure I'm late because apparently she's, a well-known coach. But I didn't know of her. I didn't know of her. So I do disagree with the way she conveyed her message. But her underlying message was correct. I'm gonna let y'all watch a clip of the interview that she did on TGIF, and I'm gonna tell you why I agree with the underlining of her message. Y'all check this out.
Thanks for being here. Let's get right into it. Now, in the video, you told your friend that her plate of food was low vibration and suitable for a hood rat, while your plate was fit for royalty. Break that down for us real quick.
So hold on. Let me just say something. There's a history with this young lady that y'all saw in the video. Her name is Tammy Price.
Okay.
I had her mentor and her coach, her friend. She literally calls me her angel. And so when I sat down at my women's retreats with women that came to grow, to know themselves, to love themselves, to become better, and she was the top income earner that I've coached to millionaire status, multi-millionaire status. and she sits down with enough food for 3 people, I had a problem with that. I felt not only did she dishonor herself, but I felt like she dishonored and disrespected me with the plate of food. And it would be wrong for me to have sat next to her and let her treat herself less than the queen that she is.
Wow.
She had too much food. She had actually 2 hot dogs. But y'all got to understand, she had ate some of the food by the time I got disgusted, okay? So it was like 2 hamburgers, 2 hot dogs, 2 chickens, potato salad, baked beans, and corn on one queen's plate. And it was slopped on it. Hamburger was upside down. The beans was mixed with the potatoes and the corn. It was very tacky. It was already plastic silverware. You know, it was not split for a queen. Granted, it was my event, but I did not know what the caterers was bringing. And it was just low vibration. It was thrown together. It was
my plate is fit for a queen and your plate is fit for a hood rat. First of all, Tammy used to be big. Tammy's still semi-big. She was hungry. Your plate your plate was giving starvation realness. And then it was like to compare it to royalty, Stormy, like no tea, no shade, no cap. Hood rat, but what you give, like what you give on the daily is more consistent with hood rat than her plate. You had green fingernails. You was licking barbecue sauce and God knows whatever else from up under your nails, all while digging around in this lady plate with your hands all close to her food. Y'all was eating off a white Dixie plate at an event that people paid thousands of dollars to attend that you was responsible for. And then on top of that, shrimp are roaches of the sea, and there is literally no nutritional value in corn. So how was your plate or your vibration any higher than hers? Why your legs was cocked open on the chair?
But when I gave the example, it was just to show the difference. Again, you do not have to pile enough food for 2-3 people on your plate at one time. Let's get it clear. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a plant-based eater. Okay? It was the amount of food and the way in which it was placed on her food. It had nothing to do with the actual food itself.
Okay,
now,
so y'all saw that. So basically, like I said, I do agree with her message about, you know, the lady, about overeating per se. I don't think that was the time for it, because in that moment, I'm sorry, there's a time and a place. There's a moment. I feel like at that time, when you're at a barbecue, cookout, whatever you want to call it, that's your time to kind of pig out. I'm sorry. And I'm not one to, and like I said, I don't agree with overeating at all. And I'll tell you why or whatever. But her delivery was messed up and I just can't get with it. So basically she stated that her friend Tammy at one point was overweight. She was a heavy-set woman and she had lost 85 pounds on her own naturally. I do believe she said she did end up getting some type of surgery, but I think it was skin removal surgery because she had a lot of loose skin. So what I do agree with Stormy is that we do tend to overeat as people, and a lot of the things that we eat are low vibrational foods. I ain't gonna act holier than thou. I do try to do my best to ensure that I am taking care of my health, because that's very important to me, and it's very important that I see our community, you know, rise above these illnesses that really are, for the most part, preventable, right? Having portion control is important in that. A lot of time we are very gluttony. So I do get the message she was trying to, you know, tell her, is because, you know, you're going to sit up here and eat all that food. You done lost all that weight. You're going to sit up here and be gluttony and eat up all that food. But tell me that off camera. But anyway, we're gonna get off how she conveyed the message, because I think we can kind of, for the most part, most of us agree that it wasn't the correct, it wasn't the best way to talk to someone about their plate of food. I think we can mostly agree that it was not the best way to talk about somebody's plate of food, especially when they sitting there. That lady was hungry, man. Let that lady eat her food. But in reality, we do tend to overeat. And I want to get into talking about obesity for Black Americans. As we know, obesity is something that is very common in the United States. Most of us are overweight, and a large portion of us are obese. Now, in America, and I'm not sure other countries, but I know here we use the BMI, the body mass index, which measures whether you're obese or overweight. 25 pounds, if you're 25 pounds over the weight that they tell you should be for your height and your age, then you're considered overweight. Anything over 30 pounds is considered obese. Now, here's the thing about the BMI, especially with BMI and Black people. It has been said the BMI is admittedly outdated. It is outdated, and it is a flawed measure, because to use that measuring on us, it's not going to be totally accurate, because we as Black people are built different. A lot of us are naturally built thicker than Caucasian people. So it's not going to be completely accurate, but it's a good way just to kind of keep measuring, to use. It's a good resource to use, right? So 4 in 10 Americans, and that's about 10 million people, are obese, and that's according to the CDC. So 4 out of 10. That's a lot. So let's get into some stats about the obesity for Black Americans. So African American women have the highest rates of obesity or being overweight compared to other groups in the United States. About 4 out of 5 African American women are overweight or obese. Among African American adults, nearly 48% are clinically obese. And that's including 37.1% of men and 56.6% of women, compared to 32.6% of whites, which would include 32.4% of white men and 32.8% of white women. So, according to the stats, African American women, we have the highest rate of obesity. Now, as we know, obesity for Black Americans, and especially women, it's not always just about the want of not wanting to take care of yourself. We know there are numerous socioeconomic disparities, and that causes us, that is in a sense the underlying reason to why those numbers are so high. Having access to the gym, having the extra money to have membership to a gym. There are other ways to get active, but a lot of mothers are tired after working all day. There are so many different reasons. Trust me, I know. I deal with it. I do try to make sure I stay active, because I want to stay healthy. I don't have any of those diseases that come with being overweight or anything like that, and I don't want to get them. So I try to make sure I stay under a certain size, just for myself, aesthetically, and also because of health. Also, it states that in 2018, non-Hispanic Blacks were 1.3 times more likely to be obese as compared to non-Hispanic whites. In 2018, African American women were 50% more likely to be obese than non-Hispanic white women. From 2013 to 2016, non-Hispanic Black females were 2.3 times more likely to be overweight as compared to non-Hispanic white females. People who are overweight are more likely to suffer from high blood pressure, high levels of blood fats, diabetes, LDL cholesterol, all risk factors for heart disease and stroke. So as much as we love our bodies, and as I do this video, I want y'all to know this has in no shape or form, I don't know how you can get it by anything that I'm saying, but in no shape or form am I fat shaming anyone or anything like that, or want anyone to feel bad for how they are or who they are. but we have to state the facts. And the facts of the matter is that a lot of us, especially Black women, we are overweight and obese, and we need to take care of ourselves. And a lot of these diseases we can prevent if we get our health and our weight under wraps. So when Stormy talks about low vibrational plates, in a sense, she is right. That overeating is low. I don't want to overuse the low vibrational phrase, but in a sense, it is. Because anything that is not healthy for you, anything that is not building you up to look better, to be better, to feel better, from the inside out, is not of high frequencies. So ensuring that you're eating your green vegetables, ensuring that you're eating your fruit, you're drinking your water. A lot of y'all don't like water. I don't know how. It's water. Your body needs water. So we have to start doing things to ensure that we're just not living, we're living and surviving. We're just not surviving, that we are living a quality life. We are living a quality life, not just getting by. All right, and in 2018, African Americans were 20% less likely to engage in physical activity as compared to non-white Hispanics. As a result, 42% of the Black community has hypertension, and Black people are 30% more likely to die from heart disease than white people. It is basically, we see it. Let's be honest, we see it. And another thing I want to touch on is in our culture, sometimes I do notice we like to justify obesity. And this is not, of course, me not knowing that our bodies are built different. We are built different. And this is not me not understanding about the social economic disparities. I am aware of those things. But a lot of times, we make excuses. We make excuses. I do it. You do it. They do it. We all do it. We make excuses of why we not drinking our water. We make excuses of why we not eating better. We make excuses of why we can't go to the gym today. And sometimes we just can't. I get it. But most of the times, I feel like it's just that we just won't. We won't take the time. They say it takes 30 minutes a day. And it ain't easy. And I can admit for myself, when I don't feel like going to the gym or I don't feel like taking 30 minutes out my day to work out, it's because I didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. I, in some point of my day, can find 30 minutes to walk. You don't even have to go to the gym. You can walk. Get up, turn on the TV, turn on a YouTube video, do a quick little workout. And I've done that because there's times I can't make it to the gym. So I have, let me turn on. There are plenty of workout videos on YouTube for the free. Get your kids involved. They need to be active too, because these kids, all they want to do is sit in front of that TV and those tablets and those devices. Get them up doing something too, so that they can know to do better, so that you can show them by example. Because I know I take my son to the park, and sometimes he'll work out with me. He can't go to the gym with me, but if it's a day I can't go to the gym and I feel like I need to be active, I need to do something, we're going to go to the park and we're going to do something. Or you're going to do this YouTube video with me. Now, I know when they're a lot younger, they just be in the way. But, we have to do better. I think we make a lot of excuses and we're not accountable. We're not taking account of what it is that we could do to do better. A lot of us like to take the shortcut, and sometimes that helps people. But remember, sometimes taking the shortcut does not cure the problem, because it's a mindset. To be healthy, to be fit is a mindset. You don't have to be the smallest person. You don't have to be a small person. It's not about size when it comes to your health and fitness. It's about how you feel and ensuring that you minimize your chances of getting heart disease and different things that, can rush up your death. So we like to take the shortcuts. People think getting a BBL alone ain't gonna do it, even though I do believe I read that any type of surgery that helps you lose fat, of course it could, anytime you lose a fat, it can help your diabetes, your hypertension go into remission. But you still got to have a lifestyle where you're eating right so that you don't fall back into the same habits that you had prior to getting that surgery. So it's a mindset and we got to do it. But I also don't feel like we too much justify it, because you do have a lot of y'all out here that do be under people comments talking about how they look when they're not of a certain size. So there is a large amount of people out here that, you know, I don't like the way it's done, because I think there's a way to talk to people if you're actually truly concerned, but y'all don't really be concerned about these people online because y'all don't even be knowing them. I.e. Lizzo, y'all don't know that lady. Like, stop. But everybody be ready to say something about her weight. She knows she big. If she got any issues with her health, she know it, and that's something she gonna have to fix on her own. It's not saying you gotta praise her obesity, but you do need to respect people. We gotta respect people for where they are, because your harsh words could push them in a depression that might make it worse. It might make them eat more and put them in a state of depression where they're not going to get better. So we have to be very mindful of how we talk to people, how we handle people, how we treat the people we love. But it's not saying sugarcoat and beat around the bush and don't be honest with them. But there's a way, and the way Coach Stormy did it was definitely rude. I would never sit there with my friend and be like, that's low vibration food. Your plate low vibration. Look at that. Like, I'm finger all in the food. Like, lady, okay. But we have to take account we have to take account for the things that we could do to do better. That's all I'm saying. As for low vibrational plates, y'all, I really thought it was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't even look at it. I wasn't mad at the lady. I ain't look at it too deep. I just laughed because I was like, child, people just say anything and put it online. Anything. But if you are wanting to raise your frequencies, you know what you need to eat. You know you need to eat those greens. And I don't mean adding a bunch of fat back and oils and stuff to it, because that's going to lower the frequencies. If you want to raise your frequencies, you know what to eat. Like, I don't know why we be out here acting like we don't know what's healthy and what's not. We know. It's whether we just going to do it or not. So, like I said, the underlying message of what Stormy was saying about her sitting there watching her friend overeat and things like that. I don't know about the food being all bunched together. That doesn't even matter. But the overeating part, I definitely get that. Good underlying message, wrong delivery, wrong tone. If you are at a place where you know you do have any of those diseases associated, that could be, I do understand that things run in the family, but it can also be prevented. And everybody with high blood pressure, I also want to add that I know that everybody with high blood pressure and all these heart diseases are not obese. I get it. I know small people who have those diseases, but they have to handle their diseases a different way. But for the most part, a lot of people who have those have some level of obesity or are overweight. So let's all do better so that we can be here as long as possible and live a quality life as long as possible. And we can be on high frequency, y'all. Let's be on high frequencies together. All right, that's all I got to say regarding this topic. You know what? And you low vibrational. You on low vibrations if you don't subscribe to this channel. If you don't subscribe to this channel, you low vibration. I'm just playing, y'all. But you will be on higher frequencies if you go ahead and subscribe, share, and like. You know, sharing is caring. And anytime you're caring, anytime you're doing somebody a favor and you looking out for somebody, hey, you vibing high. You vibing high. So go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to y'all later.